Terrahawks, the show that asked the question, what if the creepy dolls from my grandma's display cabinet made Star Wars? Here's what happens in episode 1. The episode opens up with some alien spaceships doing a drive-by shooting of a NASA base on Mars. Then, the aliens set their sights towards Earth. Meanwhile, 100 feet below the White House, Dr. Neinstein is playing Star Fox and going for the high score of 750. He gets to 749, and the woman sitting next to him, Mary, is just like staring at him in awe. I don't know what Mary is thinking when she's staring at him here. There's a few times when like the puppets don't have dialogue and they're just like looking, and it's like supposed to communicate something, but they don't have any ability to emote because they just have a painted face.
Yeah.
They just look like they're tripping.
You remember in Jaws where Shaw's talking about like the black doll's eyes of the shark? That's kind of the same situation here. There's no soul behind those eyes.
At the same time, their eyes might be real human eyeballs.
Yeah. It's definitely some uncanny valley stuff going on. This guy, so far, my impression of him is he's like kind of just abusing his authority to just slack off at work and play video games. He's like, you know what? I'll do whatever you want. I'm playing Star Fox. And I set a score of 750 this morning, and I have to beat it by this afternoon.
Oh, maybe it's Mary's score.
Oh, that could be it.
And that's why she's looking. She's like, oh, shit, he's coming up to me. Like,
he actually hasn't done anything since she set that score. He's just been playing this game over and over.
And Mary's just been watching him like a hawk, making sure he doesn't break it.
Yeah.
In the basement of the White House, they're just gaming. Just as he's about to reach the record, Hero interrupts and Dr. Neinstein is pissed. They ask Hero for a visual sighting of the alien ship, so all these little robot ball dudes on the side of the Spacehawk keep their eyes peeled. But they have no visual sighting, even though their sensors say that the alien ship is in fact there. And Dr. Neinstein is like, that's weird. Maybe just open fire and see what happens. And Hero is like, that's not proper procedure. There's nothing showing up on the radar, sir. But Dr. Neinstein doesn't give a shit, and he's mad about losing his high score. So all the robots open fire, and they hit something, but the sensors say that the invisible enemy ship is still there, and it's heading for Earth. So, back at the White House, Captain Kate Kestrel and this other dude, Hawkeye, take off in their ship. I looked into it, and according to Wikipedia, Kate is also an internationally famous pop singer. And there is a music video for one of her songs on YouTube called SOS. And it's like a real person that looks like her in it.
Oh, no.
But there's also puppets in it. And there's a puppet that does a really sick saxophone solo while he's in a room that's on fire. So Kate and Hawkeye go into the air, and they also attempt to blindly open fire at the invisible enemy, but it also doesn't work. The sensors show that the alien craft is landing, and the head robot gives them the coordinates and asks if he can suggest something, but Dr. Neinstein cuts him off and tells him to shut up because he's a robot and reason is not in his sphere.
There's a few moments where he's got like a beef with this particular robot. Like they're just kind of bickering and being passive aggressive to each other.
He really hates this robot. Maybe it's the robot's high score.
I was just thinking the same thing. It's definitely the robot who set that high score.
He's like, shut the up. You're so good at Star Fox. What else? I'm not going to let you have all the glory. Whenever he's rude to the robot responds by like going cross-eyed.
They can't handle it. It breaks their whole operating system when someone's mean.
They're just like, oh,
shutting down.
It's kind of an amazing response to somebody being rude to you. I wish I could do that on command. Like somebody cuts in front of you in a line and you're just like, oh, and you go cross-eyed.
Start taking psychic damage. It's crazy.
As the Battlehawk takes off, the White House unfolds and they blast out the roof.
What's the lore here? Does everyone know that all this shit's happening in the White House? Because if the White House split open like that, it would be chaos. It would be all over the news.
And anyone, like, there's probably so many employees in the White House. What are they holding on to, like, the desk? And they're just, like, up, like, on the Titanic? They're, like, completely vertical?
So, yeah, Terrahawks are going somewhere.
On the way to the alien ship, Mary says, "This is going to be crazy. We've never discovered aliens before. What do you expect, Dr. Neinstein?" And Dr. Neinstein is like, "Mary, I expect the unexpected, which that sounds like a cool thing to say, I guess, but it means he has no idea what's going on and he has no plan.
He wasn't even listening at that point. He was just playing his game again.
They land and Einstein orders the head robot to send him and his men straight into the energy source. And the robot is like, "Sir, are you sure? That seems like a suicide mission. What's the plan here?" And Dr. Einstein is like, "Expect the unexpected." And then as soon as the robot leaves, Dr. Einstein is like, "If my theory about the energy source is correct, I wouldn't send my worst enemy out there." Indicating that, yeah, the robots are going to die and he wouldn't have sent somebody he likes into it. So he really hates these robots and he's expecting them to now all die.
I think he's kind of sabotaging the mission because of not being able to finish his game. Like, he just feels such dejection after not being able to get the high score that he's like, "Fuck it, let's just get this thing over with.
Let's blow up the world.
Yeah.
Let's watch the world burn, baby. If I can't play Star Fox, nobody's going to play Star Fox." The robots roll into action, but of course, when they reach the energy source, they don't see anything. So Dr. Einstein orders them to execute his favorite battle technique, blindly open fire. And yeah, this is like the fourth time they're trying to just blindly open fire at the energy source. And of course, it just doesn't work again. Einstein would be great maybe in a Predator movie, because that's what it takes to defeat the Predator.
Just firing into the jungle.
And don't stop. Even if you've already tried it 5 times and it hasn't worked, try it again. Terrahawks versus Predator? I would watch that.
That would be cool.
The robots fire, but nothing happens. So they use their macro vision, and then they can see the alien spaceship. And the robot's eyes almost burst out of his head as he is also surprised to see a gigantic spider is standing over top of the alien ship, teabagging it. And Dr. Einstein says, "Just as I expected."
The unexpected.
Fuck off, Dr. Einstein. You did not expect that. What a idiot.
That's awesome.
He's a loser.
He refuses to tell anyone what he expects just so he can go, "I knew that was going to happen."
And he thinks nobody's going to see through his horse shit. Come on. Just as I expected, a giant spider. Einstein explains that the spider isn't gigantic. The alien ship is just really small. Then the alien ship grows back to its regular size, and the robots open fire, but they can't pierce its force field. And the alien ship retaliates, destroying some of them. Then Kate swoops in and shoots a big missile at the alien ship, but they shrink again and then reappear over Einstein's ship. And Einstein turns to Mary and he says, "Keep calm, baby." And then he is immediately abducted. So she is not able to keep calm, baby.
That caught me so off guard when he said that.
Keep calm, baby.
It's like, why are you talking to Mary like that all of a sudden?
Keep calm, baby.
Calm, baby.
It's just an alien spaceship. Ain't no thing. If I get abducted, make sure to save my game.
Don't you go set a new high score while I'm gone, baby.
And then aboard the alien ship, Einstein is confronted by a terrifying troll-like woman named Zelda, who is, just truly terrifying.
Yeah, she looks like tree bark.
Meanwhile, Mary is tripping balls.
What was going on there? She looked high as and I didn't really understand what she was doing.
There's so many shots of the puppets just reacting to things, but we don't know what they're supposed to be feeling because they can't emote.
It's like, was she paralyzed or like locked into place or something?
It was the same face she was making when she was watching them play video games.
I know, but this time she's got like this green light cast over her, which made it feel like she was like under some spell or something. But it's true. I had no idea what was going on. She just looked stoned.
She looked very stoned. You're right.
As soon as Dr. Einstein got off the ship, she was like, "Oh, thank God."
She just ripped a huge bong. She's like, "Finally, I can play Star Fox."
Oh, it's my turn.
But luckily, Einstein assumes that Zelda's shields are out of power. Not sure how he surmised that, but Zelda confirms that he is correct, which is why she took him hostage, so that his teammates wouldn't fire upon them. But Einstein instructs Hero to open fire, and then he tells Zelda that it doesn't matter if he lives or dies because he's one of 9 clones, and if he dies, the next Einstein will take his place within 24 hours. What? But before we see the destruction, the episode ends on a cliffhanger. Alright, that was episode 1 of Terrahawks. Thanks for watching. If you're enjoying the videos, remember to subscribe, like, and comment on the video. That really helps support the channel. Also, remember to make sure your grandma's display case is locked good and tight tonight. Bye-bye.